This video will be episode 17 of the Black Lion Origins campaign. Last episode we sacked villages and waylaid peasant trade parties, and we're still seeking revenge for the loss that was inflicted on us in episode 13. I think we will continue our raiding of the Vlandian lands until we've achieved reparations for the troops that we lost in that battle and the horses and supplies that we lost as well. Particularly, we would like to inflict our revenge on Lasand of De Aramak and Elendara of De Rothad. They were the lords that attacked us in particularly. So in the future, it is a goal to specifically attack their villages and make our wrath known to them. Their ancestral homes being Jakalan for De Aramak and Usank for De Rothad. So we'll have to make our way back to the Charis region to raid that village, but in the meantime, we did suffer some near losses in the last episode, and my troops are all wanting for medical attention, to be sure. And so in the meantime, I think our short-term goal should be to make an exit from the Vlandian territory and tally our winnings from this current raid, our currently successful raid. We hope to make it out of the Vlandian territory before it becomes an unsuccessful raid. We are leveling our polearm skill, and we're very close to having the 250 perk for polearm, which increases the thrust attack damage by 5%. Now, I actively pursue all of these thrust attack damage increase because often these perks will give you the option of, oh, do you want to do more damage with a swing attack with your polearm or a thrust attack? Well, the thrust attack does much less damage. So I want to increase that because it's very valuable to me to have that thrust attack be effective, because I use it so much. Oh my gosh. Was that five crossbow shots that caught us consecutively? That was amazing. These guys deserve a medal. Though, for sure, it was a bit my fault to be charging out ahead of my troops. They weren't able to give me any cover fire and distract the enemy for me. So I earned that sudden and decisive loss of health, for sure. Our recruit went down covering the escape of my sharpshooters and companions, We hope that one day our recruit will level up. Though it's hard for him to level up when he's going down in every encounter. We may be best served to just get some more recruits so that he'll have a better chance. Oh man. So if you look at the power bar, we're much more powerful than them. They've got, oh man, we just lost Hyena. Well, he isn't dead, he just went down. But they've got 3 archers against my 3 archers, and Nathan just went down. But now it's 1 militiaman against 2 sharpshooters, and surely he's doomed. Those tier 5 sharpshooters are no joke. They're using bound crossbows, which does a whole lot more damage than a simple light crossbow that the militia are using. Now, because I went down, I'm not able to be a part of that encounter, but I feel confident enough to to send my troops after the 1 militia that escaped from that fight. We're going to take this fight against the peasants and try and recuperate some of that health we lost. But we're definitely in a pretty hairy spot on the map right now. We're on the bridge in front of Oxhall, and we're being pursued by 4 noble warbands. And but in Oxhall is a noble warband, so we're in great danger of being caught in a pincer movement from our enemies here. We may not actually succeed in this raid. That would be humiliating, to be sure. Now, it's worthwhile to note that the game has a physics engine that calculates your movement speed towards a projectile and will modify the damage dealt based on how quickly you're moving. So, I mean, this applies on foot as well as on horseback, but it's greatly amplified on horseback because you're moving so much faster. So it's something to consider when you're like running circular routes around your enemies. That's part of the reason why you want to be running circular routes, is so that when they do hit you, if they hit you, they don't multiply their damage too many times, because you're running at an angle to them rather than directly at them. I'm going to couch my lance against these guys and hopefully get both of them. Nice. So that's a really cool thing about couching your lance, is that you can sometimes, there's like a percentage chance that after you kill your target, you'll keep your lance couched and be able to kill another target. And that's exactly what happened there. There's a perk that increases that chance of that happening. And we do absolutely have that perk. Oh man, that was a close shave. But since we were able to squeak past him, he now has no shot of catching us. And he can just join the other 4 Vlandian nobles that are hopelessly pursuing us. We found the other well, I say the other. I'm sure there are other maps like this up north. I know there's one at Valenby, but I love this map, and it's worth noting when I find it so that I can mark it down for future raiding. Because it's a tricky enough prospect to try and win these fights where you're so greatly outnumbered without the added difficulty of like hilly terrains and forests and stuff. I need some wide open fields to be winning these battles for sure. And I've had in the past viewers say, well, if all you like is wide open fields, then why don't you just go play in in the Aserai lands, where all you've got are all these wide open deserts, you know? But the reason why is because I like the Battanians so much better than the Aserai. While the Aserai do have a racial benefit that makes it so that they move more quickly in the desert, which is a big deal because you know, everybody suffers a speed decrease in the desert except for the Aserai. The thing is that I don't want to spend all my time in the Aserai lands. Generally speaking, nobody does. As far as I've seen, the Aserai generally go pretty unmolested in my campaigns. It's too much of a deterrent for other kingdoms to go and raid their lands, and too much a benefit for the Aserai to be able to cover ground more quickly to defend them. But as I've said, my goals aren't to take over the world. They're to level up, and so I want as many enemies as possible, and that's not the way to do it, to hang out in the Aserai lands where there's only one kingdom for you to be at war with. Plus, while you are faster in the Aserai lands, what about the whole rest of the world? That's a lot of world to not be reaping benefits in, you know? I much prefer the Battanian perk that makes it so that you suffer less, like 50% less movement speed debuff in the forest. Plus, beyond that, their secondary perk is excellent as well, which makes it so that your fiefs gain militia. They gain like an extra militia, which is massive. Militia is the best way to defend your castles and towns. So yeah, Battanians for the win, I say. Can hear these peasants will breaking. Oh man, they are retreating in mass, and they're too close to the edge of the map for me to catch any of them, unfortunately. We did lose our Vlandian recruit, but we won this encounter, so we'll be able to replace him at least. It does feel bad trying to send him to get his EXP so that he can level up, but every time it just seems like we're just sending him to our death. I think we might need to change our tactic so that he has more of a shot. but not yet. we're being hotly pursued by all of these Valandian nobles. We can't afford to. Ooh, oh man, that's my least favorite thing about using a ranged weapon. And like, I can appreciate that you have friendly fire, that you can actually kill your friendly troops with a ranged weapon. I'm sure that happened plenty with the poor decision making paired with ranged weapons paired with poor decision making probably ended up equaling a lot of friendly fire. But I don't like it when it happens to me. I don't like to be that guy that makes the poor decision making, and that's why, generally speaking, I won't shoot at my enemies, use ranged weapons, unless I don't have any friendly targets downfield for me. But I'd forgotten that I had sent him to see if he could get some EXP. Now, I didn't kill him, but I didn't help him either. So we do have some good news to relay. I had neglected to inform you guys that while Ladigal and I were enjoying our honeymoon, blacksmithing in Shonen, on the 10th of autumn, we found out that she's pregnant. And given the 36-day pregnancy of women in Calradia, we can be expecting our first heir on the 4th of spring next year, which is, of course, happy news. These children, these pregnancies, are very important to my campaign. A lot of people will play their campaign to win the map. They'll try and defeat all of the enemies, and that's their goal. Well, I've done that, and it's great, but it's no longer entertaining. And but my point is that those people who do that generally never even see their children come of age, much less get to level them. But this campaign will last far into the future, and we will absolutely be utilizing all of my clan's members, and they will become monsters on the battlefield. So I like this map. It's a good map, but it's a tough map, or tougher map, when you've only got 4 troops fighting in your warband. I'm gonna actively tell them to move back. I did it too late. I kind of dropped the ball for him, and now my sharpshooter is needing assistance. I gotta try and cover his retreat, otherwise he's gonna get swarmed by these militiamen and die. I can't have that. He was too hard won to let him die to these militiamen. Our recruit just went down. I went ahead and told them to retreat from the battlefield because I can't be having those guys die. That would be unacceptable. That is a good chunk of the combatants that just retreated the field, though. And it's actually kind of to my detriment, because if I were to fall in battle, then my my sharpshooters would have to fight all of those guys in order to claim the victory. of this battle. I'm gonna try and use this house as a cover in order to do kind of a peekaboo tactic with these militia crossbowmen. And I'm doing it poorly. I need to. What I'm doing is I'm firing and then I'm moving under cover, and then I'm moving out of cover and then starting to fire. But what you need to do is start to fire and then move out of cover and then finish your shot and then jump back behind cover and then start your fire and then come out of cover. It's not the natural impulse for me, but it is the correct thing to. Oh, there was only 4 of them left. That's a shame. So yeah, I'm not gonna risk my. I mean, they may well have been able to win that fight in an auto resolve, but I wouldn't risk them getting killed just to get the loot from one village battle. We did walk away with the EXP from killing all of the villagers that we did in that fight, and that's enough for me at this point. We made it away scot clean, free and clear. That was a successful raid, which is what we were hoping for. And we walked away with nearly 16,000 gold, which will go a long ways towards the reparations that we require from the Vlandians. We need enough gold uh, to gain another warband of 70 troops and have the horses besides. It's hard to put a number on that, but we will fashion a number eventually. The reason why I say it's hard to put a number on that because there's 2 ways we can go about that. We can hire mercenaries to flesh out our warband, or we can capture peasants, or both. We'll probably do both, but we're gonna have to take advantage of this tournament while we're here. Can't be passing that up, even though we're only got about a quarter of our health. When you're throwing axes, it's not the same as javelins. You're gonna want to throw them more where you want them to land. They're gonna land in more of a straight line than javelins do. Anyway, this has been episode 17 of the Black Lion Origins campaign, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.